September 12, 1992. The Space Shuttle Endeavour lifts off from Kennedy Space Center. 7 astronauts on board. One of them is about to make history. Her name is Dr. Mae Jemison, chemical engineer, medical doctor, former Peace Corps medical officer, dancer, entrepreneur, and now the first Black woman in space. But what makes her story extraordinary isn't just where she went. It's how she lived. She didn't choose between science and art, between medicine and engineering, between service and ambition. And in doing so, she showed an entire generation, especially women of color, that you don't have to shrink yourself to belong. Mae Carol Jemison was born in 1956 in Decatur, Alabama, but she grew up on the south side of Chicago. It was a place where opportunity was limited, but imagination wasn't. From the time she was a child, Mae loved space. She watched the Apollo missions, she stared at the stars. But every astronaut she saw looked the same: white, male. This was the 1960s. The civil rights movement was still fighting for basic equality. Women weren't encouraged to pursue science, Black women especially not. Then Mae saw something different. Lieutenant Uhura, a Black woman on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, not a background character, not a stereotype, a professional, a leader, an equal. And Mae realized something simple but radical. If a Black woman could explore space on screen, maybe she could do it in real life. So Mae decided she was going to be an astronaut, even if no one had done it before. Mae didn't just dream, she prepared. At 16, she enrolled at Stanford University. She studied chemical engineering, one of the hardest majors at one of the top schools in the world. But she didn't stop there. She also danced. African dance, modern, jazz. People told her, "You can't be an engineer and a dancer. Pick one." Mae didn't. She saw no contradiction between logic and creativity, between precision and expression. After Stanford, she went to Cornell Medical School. While training as a physician, she studied healthcare systems in Kenya and Cuba, learning how science operates across cultures. Then she joined the Peace Corps. For over 2 years in West Africa, she worked as a medical officer, treating patients, managing public health programs, responding to crises. By 29, Mae Jemison had a Stanford engineering degree, a medical degree, international field experience, fluency in multiple languages, a deep commitment to service. And she wasn't done. Out of over 2,000 applicants, only 15 were selected. Mae Jemison was one of them. For 5 years, she trained relentlessly: zero-gravity simulations, survival training, spacecraft systems, emergency response. And all the while, history followed her. Women had been to space. Black men had been to space. But no Black woman had. Not anywhere in the world. Mae knew when she launched, she wouldn't just represent herself. She'd represent every Black girl who had ever looked up and wondered if there was a place for her beyond the sky. September 12, 1992. Mission STS-47. Mae stepped onto Endeavour carrying more than equipment. She carried a dance poster honoring art, an African statue honoring service, a photo of Bessie Coleman honoring legacy. She understood she was part of a lineage. For 8 days, she orbited Earth, conducted experiments, floated in zero gravity, and became the first Black woman in space. In 1993, Mae Jemison left NASA. People were shocked. Why leave after making history? Because Mae had never been interested in staying inside a single definition of success. She founded companies focused on applying space-age technology to everyday life. She led the 100-year Starship Initiative, working towards human interstellar travel within the next century. She built science programs for young people, especially girls and students of color. She wrote, she taught, she mentored. And in a full-circle moment, she appeared on Star Trek: The Next Generation. The little girl inspired by Uhura, she became part of the universe that inspired her. Mae's legacy isn't about one milestone. It's about refusing limitation. Mae Jemison's story matters because it dismantles a lie that you must choose your passions to be taken seriously. She showed you can be a scientist and an artist, a doctor and an engineer, a barrier breaker and a builder. If you're a woman in STEM, especially a woman of color, and you've ever felt pressure to simplify yourself, the world may ask you to fit into a box. Mae refused, and in refusing, she expanded what excellence looks like, not because barriers disappeared, but because she proved they could be broken. Dr. Mae Jemison didn't just go to space. She expanded who gets to imagine themselves there. To every girl who's been told to choose, don't. The world needs all of you. If this story inspired you, share it. And if you want more stories of women who refuse to be limited, subscribe. These aren't just stories, they're blueprints.